What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Dead Noise. I'm Chris, and with me today, thanks to the power of Zoom, is Kia and Izzy, two-fifths of the band Conquer Divide. How are you guys doing?
Sleepy.
Yes,
But good.
yes, good, good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's Friday at the time that we're recording this, so I'm ready for the weekend as always.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to talk with you. I've been a fan for a hot minute, and I love the new single, so I'm really excited to talk with you guys about it.
I love it too. I feel like it's been kind of stuck in my head, actually.
Hmm.
Like I fall asleep singing it and then I wake up singing it. It's a little bit annoying, but it's good because it's catchy.
It's very, very catchy. I've had it stuck in my head since it came out. I imagine it goes over well in the live setting too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it does, and it's definitely like a different vibe, I think, to our other songs in the set. It definitely like sticks out, but in a good way. Just
Yeah.
goes more like upbeat but rock, I guess, and
Yeah.
bouncy.
Yeah. So we've had three shows over here and it's in our set. So it's been kind of cool because it's one of those songs where like even if we don't like direct the crowd of what to do, they can kind of feel the vibes. And so even without me being like, everyone jump now, they kind of just like jump, which is really cool
Hmm.
because it just feels that way in the song. It
Hmm.
just like it makes sense there.
The breakdown goes down good.
Yeah.
Goes
The
down.
breakdown does break down.
And people seem to like that, which is always fun, because it has like a nice hard stop before the breakdown, which I always love.
Yeah.
And then people just know what to do. I feel like it's a pretty self-explanatory song. Like you don't have to tell the crowd too much,
hmm They
which is
just,
great.
yeah, they just vibe it out.
Yeah.
It's definitely one where you can feel the vibe right from the jump. I love it. I think it's insanely catchy, and I feel like it kind of tells you what to do without telling you what to do as far as like the energy
Yeah,
goes.
exactly.
So you guys are starting off 2025 already in a pretty big way with this new single. It dropped on the 15th of January, and it features Of Virtue. How did that collaboration come about?
That was actually, I would say that was Sam's doing. Sam actually was really excited. She was gonna go see them at one of their shows. And she was like, "You guys, I'm going to see a Virtue tonight, and I'm gonna try really hard to see if they want to do this song with us."
Hmm.
And so we were like, "Okay, like fingers crossed, toes crossed, like everything crossed. Good luck." Sam's like superpower is that she's like really, really good at like networking and like
Yeah.
making friends and making connections.
Hmm.
Um, and so we were like, if anyone can get this done, it's gonna be Sam.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would give all that credit to Sam for
Hmm.
sure.
And we actually, the song's been written for quite a while, and our first intention was to put it on slow burn, but it didn't quite make the cut, and not really because it wasn't good enough or anything. It's almost like we wanted to save it as a standalone single because we thought it was really good.
hmm
It's actually my favorite from like the newest era of our music.
hmm
Um, but so we already had the song, and then we just needed somebody to come in and ha like s scream the final touches, really,
Yeah,
and they did great.
yeah,
Hmm.
really good.
And like you said, it's kind of a different energy than your previous music in a way. It's very upbeat, very bouncy. How has the
Yeah.
reception been to the change in sound and or just the new single in general?
I feel like no one's really said anything in regards like, oh, this isn't Conquer Divide because I feel like our music is already so varied that it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of like can come out with anything and people just accept it, which is great.
Yeah. They're just like, whatever. I guess this is Conquer Divide now.
Yeah. But interestingly, with the writing process, the instrumentation used to be a lot different. So it was like it used to be a lot heavier and more like old school Conquer Divide. And then we wrote the vocals, and then we came back to it after a couple of years and kind of made it more rocky. Maybe it's just because it fit the vocals a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why we did that.
I don't remember what it sounded like before.
It was a lot more guitar-y.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just work here.
That's my favorite phrase. I use that all the time. I don't know. I just work
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Or our new favorite, we just volunteer here
Yes.
because we really don't get paid.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. No, you guys are kind of you guys have been known to collaborate on a couple occasions. You've had songs with guys like Attack Attack and Kellen Quinn. How does the
Mhm.
writing process for those types of tracks differ from like what you normally do? Is there a difference, or like is it just like an opportunity that comes to bring another artist in and you just capitalize on that?
I think it's kind of like, oh, we have this song that would be great on its own, but what can we do to like re-release it in like a slightly different way kind of
Yeah.
thing?
I feel like the writing process is usually the same because usually the parts are already written and then we allow the feature artist to kind of put their own flair on it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to screaming, like of course we had Janelle for a while. I don't think that's any different. The writing process for her screams wasn't any different for any feature screams, you know?
Mhm.
And as of now, you guys are on tour in Europe with New Year's Day, and it leads into another tour with Anchor. By the time this interview
Mhm.
comes out, you'll probably already be on the road with Anchor. But how has it been with New Year's Day so far?
It's been really, really cool,
hmm
actually.
We've done 3 shows of them. We did Utrecht. I don't know if I butchered that. Cologne and Paris. So three European shows, and now we're doing the UK shows of them. Um, and last night in Paris was the first time that Kia and I actually got to watch their set because we're usually in a different room doing merch.
Hmm.
And we finally watched their show, and they're great.
It was really
Ash is
cool.
so
I was
good.
like, so okay, so we were at the merch table and they like started playing and like I was trying to like ring people out, but then I kept like getting distracted and I would just be like,
Yeah.
and then people would be like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And then at one point, like I was just standing there like watching, probably like with my mouth like, you know,
Yeah.
and then and Ash like pointed at me and waved, and I was like, "It's," which is so crazy because like we've been like sharing green rooms with them, so it's not like I've never spoken to her. Like
Well,
we
yeah.
speak to we speak to them like kind of frequently, but I still was just like,
Well, it's like her stage
yeah,
persona waved at
stage Ash waves at
Yes,
me.
yes. But they're really energetic. They've been very welcoming since we've
Yeah,
been on tour, and it's just been an easy tour,
yeah.
like very easy, and that's always great, you know. Like we
Hmm.
kind of arrive at the venue and it's just smooth sailing, you know. They're
Yeah.
all really nice,
They're
so
all they're all like yeah, they're all really nice and I feel like a couple times I've heard some of the guys say like, "Oh, we're not really like used to being the headliners. Like you guys go ahead and like take whatever space you need, They're not just like, "Hey, this is our room." They're
yeah.
really nice and friendly and it's been really really fun.
hmm
And it's really cool to like see what they look like before they like get into like their stage makeup and stuff because
hmm
usually like that's like us but
hmm
now it's like them too so it's been really really fun
hmm
and they're really really great live too.
Yeah, and we're excited to play some of these UK shows because I think some of them are almost sold out.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
hmm
Now, with this new single, is this an indicator of, is there an album in the works or another EP or anything like that?
We had like a couple of ideas written, but Bad Dreams is, I assume, is not going to be part of a new album.
Yeah, I
I
think it's
don't.
just standing alone.
I think it's a standalone. We're definitely working towards another album, but we don't have any solid plans yet. We do have some ideas. I think we have like 5 good
Mhm.
ideas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But because, you know, we've been on tour, so it's hard for us to like book writing time when we're on tour for so long. You know, I imagine once this tour is over and we get into summer, we're gonna be focusing more on writing than performing, unless we get like a offer that we can't refuse.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to get into writing mood, but we keep getting touring offers that we don't want to turn down.
Which is great.
This is good, yes.
I can't say I blame you because I feel like you guys have a pretty solid reputation of being on the road pretty consistently. So, I imagine it's hard to balance between touring and also writing and recording. That kind of led into another question I had about the writing process for you guys. Because if I'm not mistaken, you all live in different areas. So, what is your process like? And do you have time to really work on stuff while you're on the road or not really?
No, no time on the road. No. This is why we're doing this interview
Yeah, this
here
is
from
why
our
we're
bugs.
in our bunk doing this because there's no time. Um, Whenever we're on tour, I find that you kind of have to choose only a couple of things to do.
Hmm.
You can't ever really do anything. For example, like we chose to work out and shower rather than like take a nap and eat. Like,
Yeah.
so you have to just kind of pick. And unfortunately, songwriting needs like takes up a lot more like bandwidth than we usually have
Yeah.
when we're on the road.
I feel like the way that we do songwriting, especially Kristen, who's our who's our main songwriter, she needs like a lot of time to get into the zone. Like, and it might even take like a few weeks or months. Like she can't just like switch it on. And she's like very nitpicky about everything, and it just takes a long time. So usually, the songwriting process goes, Kristen has an idea, and then it gets passed around all of us. So she kind of starts, and then I add noodlies, Ki adds her
Noodlies.
little la
Las.
and I just kind of, and that's, and that's kind of how we've always done it.
Hmm.
So even when like COVID hit, it wasn't crazy for us to continue songwriting because we'd already been doing it that way, like
Yeah.
long distance. We always have to be either in performing mode or writing mode. Like we can't do them at the same time.
Yeah.
And the reason why we choose not to do it at the same time is because we are quite proud of the quality of our songs, and we don't want to like just write, because we could write a shitty song and just put it out, just for the sake of putting it out and not really put a lot of effort into it and not be happy with it really. But that's
a passable song.
Yeah, a passable song. We could do that, but it's just not worth it for us to even think about doing that.
Well, I think that's a good
Well said.
approach to have for sure. Because I mean,
Mhm.
like you said, you could do that, but I think all of your fans would agree that it's better to take the time to make something that you are proud of, um, just
Mhm.
for just so you like know it's like 100% ready to be out instead of just putting stuff out to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I dislike any of our songs.
No, I don't.
I
Me
feel
neither.
like at first maybe I didn't like a couple of them. Maybe because they felt a little bit different to what we usually wrote, but now they've grown on me.
Which one?
I didn't like New Heaven at first. I really didn't like New Heaven, but then
but now I really
once we
like
started
New
playing it
Heaven.
live, now it's like one of my favorite things to play live. So
That's
like
one of
it's
my
weird how it
favorites.
like yeah. I don't know what it was. I think like when we first like got it back, I was like, this doesn't sound like a Conquer Divide song to me. But then it is us.
Yeah, I didn't like it at first either.
But no, we
But
love
now I really like it.
yeah.
I think I like that song the most just because it, like you said, it is a very different sound for you guys. And like some
Mhm.
people might take it to be like, oh, this isn't Conquer Divide, but I'm like, yes, this is Conquer Divide because
So me.
personally, I love when bands experiment with their sound and do different things and they don't stick
Mhm.
to like the formulaic approach. So yeah, New
Mhm.
Heaven was definitely a standout for me when I first heard it. Having been a band since 2013, I know like a lot of people talk about like the women in metal and like having whether female fronted is a real genre or not, or just like there's always these conversations that people have because of the underlying misogyny in the industry. Have you noticed a
Mhm.
difference or like a change in the way people view women in rock or metal music over the last decade or so that you've been around?
I feel, can I start?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like people used to be a lot more openly misogynistic and people a little bit more scared to say what they think, but I think people still feel that way. They're just like scared of being cancelled. Honestly. That's how I feel.
That's why I let you go first.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that now it is seen as like cooler to like bring a band with a girl in it or, and I mean that's great. I just hope that it's not like a fad that will go away. I
Mhm.
hope that it's like an actual positive change that will like change the course of history and not just something that was like, oh, remember in like 2022, 2025, like it was like, remember all those girl bands?
Mhm.
Like, what happened to that? I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like recently, and by recently, maybe a couple of years ago, we still experience like we're trying to find when we were trying to find team members and stuff like agents, managers, labels, we were getting knocked back because they say, "Oh, we already have a band that has a female singer," and then you look at their roster and it's just ton of bands with guy singers, you know what I mean? So that can be really frustrating because like, why can there only be one still?
Hmm.
Which is yeah, that still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
that's
would
But
say that
crazy.
I would say publicly, like the image of like whether or not women in metal are accepted, like has definitely improved.
mhm.
Um,
I think what we've been since we've been a band, we as women we're treated better now than how we were treated when we were a
yeah,
lot younger because
yeah,
the things we could say,
yeah,
the things that we could say but
yeah,
we won't say that
yeah,
have been told to us,
yeah,
we won't though.
yeah.
But like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like
And
people
you're
are
like,
more and people are like more scared about saying stupid shit, which is a good thing.
hmm.
But whether that's because they've changed their views or whether it's because they're scared of being cancelled and they're just being more
Hard to
careful.
say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. We don't really I guess surround ourselves with people like that, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Most of our like crew and team are just great, so
Like women in rock and metal, it's always been a thing since I've been into the genre. Because you look at the Runaways and Joan Jett and Vixen,
hmm
and up till now with like Deadlands and you guys and
hmm
Kitty and all these other bands, it's like I feel like
hmm
it's just always been a thing. But that's also like because I don't know if it's because I'm a guy and I'm just like ignorant to it, but like to hear people like still have such a biased opinion against it, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Why is this a conversation?
I don't know whether I'm kind of on the fence about the whole female fronted as a genre because it is like a different sound, you know, like
Hmm.
having like a female voice is different. And some people I mean, it can either be like an advantage because some people only like female fronted voice like bands, you know, that's their thing. And it's like a niche. And then some people don't like listening to a female voice. So it can go like either way.
Yeah.
I've never heard like someone go, "Oh, I don't like that a man's voice in rock." I haven't heard that perspective though. Weird. Isn't that weird?
Oh, like someone saying like, "Oh,
This would be good if it was a guy, like if
if it
this was
was
a
a
woman, if this
girl."
was a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Of
We're a little
examples.
cynical.
I don't blame you one bit because the way I see it, and this goes for like locals and f people that don't specialize in the music side, but they're still in the industry, like photographers and stuff.
Mhm.
I feel like the women in the industry do a lot better work than some of the guys, and I don't know if that's like a
Mhm.
hot take or anything, but it's like,
We try and like bring as much women as we can. Like we've like always said that it'd be great for us to like own, have like an only female crew
Yeah.
just for the sake of it, you know? Um, but here's the great thing. When we tried to do that last time in Europe, sorry, with the warning, we couldn't afford them because they charged too much because they were too good.
Yeah, and we were like, "Hell yeah, girl, you better get that money."
But we could afford
We
it.
couldn't afford her, but we were like, Good for you. I guess we'll have to go with a man.
The cheaper.
The cheaper option." The man was the diversity hire.
Yeah.
oh my God, I love that.
Oh, and even when we our van broke down,
Oh yeah.
in was it Port? Well, we need our AC fixed, and the only person that could fix it for us properly was a female mechanic, Meg Mechanic in Portland. She's great.
So sick.
Yeah, no one else could fix it but her. She figured it out.
Well, before I let you guys go, this is my favorite part of every interview. That's why I save it for last. I have a speed round for you guys. So I got 5 questions. You can elaborate if you want. I'm not too strict with the speed part of this.
Oh no.
Um,
Yeah. No
No
yapping.
yapping.
the first question, your favorite song to play live.
System failure.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, system failure. It's the same.
Your
Can it be
most
the same? No.
you can elaborate a little bit on this one if you have to. Your most embarrassing moment on stage.
Album release in 2015 in Vegas. We came on stage to Eyes Wide Shut, and I went to do my power stance, and I fell off the stage. My leg fell off, and I like I kicked off all my pedal boards and everything, and it all turned off. That was embarrassing.
Um, for me, it's like anytime I'm talking to the crowd and I mess up my words and then I say something really stupid and it doesn't make any sense and then I have to just keep going. Just keep going with the bit. Yeah. Because you can't stutter on
No.
stage. You have to just like get through it.
Hmm.
And it's really hard sometimes.
Your dream tour lineup.
Okay.
Bill Murray.
Okay. Do we have to build it together?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Bill Murray. I really want to tour with Colorblind.
Yeah. Spirit Box.
Okay. I was gonna say Scene Queen.
Oh yeah, Scene Queen. Yeah.
And then I guess we're number 5.
Ourselves.
Yeah.
What?
That's a good lineup, dude.
I like
the
that.
lineup. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it.
That's a good
big
lineup.
brain.
I'd buy tickets to that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Your favorite thing to
Spirit
do
Box
outside
is
of
off
music.
them.
I like to play video games.
Mhm.
And another thing I've been doing like to kind of unwind is I've been in getting into like coloring, like in coloring books. So I either play like scary video games or I color in a cozy coloring book. I have no in between.
Mhm.
Got the best of
I
both
like
worlds.
Yeah.
yeah, cozy. And do you play cozy games? And it's horror games.
I
Never
play
mind.
horror games,
Never
yeah.
mind. Then. I like playing on my Switch, and then when the weather is good in Michigan, I like to go snowboarding. That's only a little bit. And we both work out.
Yeah, we do like to go to the gym
Does that
sometimes.
count? Does that count?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a hobby.
And the last one, this is always my favorite one. The song you wrote that means the most to you.
80 proof for me.
Oh yes, yes,
I forgot
definitely.
about that one for a second because I forgot that it was now released as a Conquer Divide song.
I think I'm gonna say Nightmares or Despicable You because that's on the first album. And that was the one that I had input on. The very first like input with the band. So those are important to me.
Those are both really good picks. I really like those answers for sure. Um, well, that was everything I had for you this go around. Was there any closing message to any Conquer Divide fans watching?
If you haven't come to a show and you see that there's a show coming near you, please come and see us.
Hmm.
Um, and
And hang out with us.
and hang out with us.
Yeah, we're always at the merch table and everything. So if you want to meet us, it's very easy to meet
It's very
us.
easy. You don't have
Yeah.
to pay anything.
Apart from a ticket.
Well, you have to buy your ticket.
Yeah.
We can guest list everyone.
Yeah. Or just wait outside the venue. Nice enough.
Yeah, we'll be in our PJs.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for the time. I've had a blast talking with you, and I,
Thank
I
you.
I can't wait till you guys come back to the States, and hopefully I'll be able to see you guys live soon. Um,
Yeah, maybe we'll be in North Carolina soon. We'll
Hmm.
see.
I'll definitely have my eyes peeled. And to everybody who watched this, thank you for watching. Check out Bad Dreams if you haven't already and have it stuck in your head for weeks on end. And until the next interview, stay tuned, stay scared, and I'll catch you later.